Welcome, everybody. This is Paula Huhn with the American Mortgage. Today, I am with Doree Munitz of the Modern Group at KW Mainline. I'm so excited to have her. She's been in real estate for about 4 years, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, she has such a passion for her clients and her buyers and sellers. It is, it is amazing. Patience and just this love for the job. She's newly engaged and very excited about 2025. Dory, my favorite question to ask a realtor is how did you get into the business? Because I know there's always a story there.
Yes, that is a good question. So during the pandemic, I was in accounting and I had gone first furloughed and then later let go. And I had questioned, do I want to stay in accounting? Do I want to do something else? I was good at it, but it wasn't really, I didn't have a love for it. So I actually was stayed in touch with an old coworker who kind of became my mentor and went through the questions of what do you love? What interests you? And a little fun fact was even before I got in real estate, as soon as I went to a friend's house, I was like, give me the tour, show me everything. So that's when I kind of thought maybe this is the route I want to take. So I switched careers and got into real estate during the pandemic.
That is excellent. So there's always that fascination there. And I don't know about you, I'm that person of driving down the road, if I'm in the passenger seat, if your window is open, I want to peek in, or if I'm walking the dogs or whatever, I'm looking. I want to know what you're not because I'm nosy. Like I don't care what you're doing. I want to see what it looks like. So that's awesome. I'm likewise the same. I love that. I love that. What has been your favorite thing so far about being a realtor?
Just being able to help people. I love working with first time home buyers. I always say that's like a little fun fact about me. I love the experience. They have this excitement about reaching this milestone and being able to buy their first home. That's just so exciting. And I love being able to be a part of that and be a part of that memory.
Now, do you find that although they're first timers, everyone kind of starts the process with some knowledge of buying a home, something, right? Advice from friends, family, whatever. Do you find that it's easier for a first time home buyer to, I hate to say listen to you, but do you think it's easier if they listen to your plan than, say, someone who's bought a home before who thinks they understand the process, even though it was like 20 years ago?
Yeah, I think sometimes you got to let them figure it out as well. I give my advice. I will never force someone to take my advice. I will give it and you take with it as you will. And I've happened before where people have listened to family members who did buy homes 20 years ago and took their advice. And then eventually they would turn and be like, Dory, what do you think? And I'd give the advice and they would switch routes and follow my advice and get the home. But yeah, I always give advice, but I won't ever force anybody to take it. I will say something that does make me a little different and stand out is I also bought this home. I also bought a home in this market. So I've experienced the crazy market right now. I competed against 10 other people for my home. And even as a realtor, it was really anxiety filled. So I can't even imagine what it is like for a first time home buyer who isn't in this industry.
Yeah, speaking of this crazy market, because it is, it's been, I hate to say like crazy market. I mean, we've been in it for 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in, this spring, kind of our new reality. But, what have you learned to do different in real estate during these times when there's maybe that conflicting expectation?
I think something that I stand out is my communication. I overly communicate, and I think that is it's one of the biggest issues in real estate. If you ask people what's the biggest thing that they hate with realtors, and it's the lack of communication. So I try to be above and beyond with my communication. I rather over communicate than under communicate. And I think that does help because I build great rapport with other agents, and you never know if you're going to see that agent again. If you see them once for a listing or representing a buyer, you never know about that rapport. And I've actually gone under contract because of communication. We weren't the best offer, but my communication kind of put us above and beyond, and they listing agent said they had a good feeling about working with me specifically, and I think that's something that stands out.
It does. That definitely stands out. And I think people, especially home buyers, they don't understand that the relationship with your co-op, the relationship with the person that's on the other end, the listing agent is so important because they have to know and trust you that you're gonna get the job done no matter what, you're gonna fight. Ultimately, we know it's the seller's final say, but having a champion to say, "Hey, there's this higher offer, but I've worked with this person. I know this person, will get the job done," goes a long way. And I think it is important when you're picking the people who are gonna help you buy the most expensive thing you're ever gonna buy. So what's your prediction about the future of real estate? Do you have one?
I think it's going to be a while before we get out of this seller's market. I have had to have the hard talks with certain clients who are, they're like, let me wait until it becomes a buyer's market. Unfortunately, we don't always have the predictions. If we did, we'd all be rich if we knew what the future
Sure.
held. But I do see it being a seller's market for a little bit longer. I do in 2025 see, I predict, might not happen, the rates to drop just a little bit. But that would mean that the value of the homes would increase. So that's my prediction so far for 2025, but we shall see.
So kinda shifting gears a little bit from the market to, you know, what you do best, which is sell real estate, we know that, and you're a tri-state realtor, right? Between you and your team, you can help anyone in Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, right, and Maryland. Tell me your top 5 favorite things about your favorite areas. What do you love?
Wow. I think there's so many areas that I love in so many different places. One of the areas I worked is in Bucks County. It's my hometown, Levittown, Langhorne, those areas. Fun fact about Levittown is the construction was done in the 50s and all the houses were made to look the same. And families got to literally pick out the tree that they were going to put in their front yard. So I think growing up in that area, there's a love for it, but when I came out this way, one of my favorite areas is in Delco. I think all the homes are so different that they're just built so differently and they're stunning. I love driving through so many neighborhoods in Delaware County because of how different and unique the homes are. Another area that I love, and I'd probably a little biased because I also live here, is the Manayunk, Roxborough, East Falls, Wissahickon area. I currently live out here, and at the end of my street is an entrance to the Wissahickon Trails, which I think is something that nobody correlates with Philadelphia. You think of Philadelphia, you think of a city, but we have a lot of beautiful hiking trails and walking trails in nature, and it's just like so luscious and green, and nobody would think while hiking these trails that you're in Philadelphia. So I think that is another one of my favorite areas. I also think it benefits because we do have a lot of great restaurants, great shops, a lot of small businesses. It's so easy to support small businesses, and you're close to the city and you're also close to the suburbs. So I kind of think it's like the perfect area. Another area that I absolutely love is Phoenixville. Just seeing the difference in the last couple of years and how it's changing and all the restaurants and shops that are coming up there. They shut down their main street during the summertime and the community just walks around and enjoys the shops and the restaurants. And I think that's such a
Oh, I love
beautiful
that.
way to get the community involved. So those are a couple of my favorite areas and why.
Yeah, that's awesome. I used to walk around with Sahika Park, me and my friends. How far are you from the waterfall?
It would take probably like mm, let's say a little over a mile.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not that bad.
Yeah.
Definitely can make it. Lots of water areas. I don't It's our goal to hike all of it, but it's so big and I don't think people understand how big actually is. It's really hard to do to hike all of it. I met a horse on the trail. Again, you never think that you're in
Wait, wait,
Philadelphia.
wait. Like just a wild horse, like chilling?
Yeah, the someone was riding the horse and I was walking my dog, and just a little fun fact, the horse apparently really likes dogs and they actually asked if their horse could say hi.
I don't think people talk about that park and those trails enough. I mean, who would have thought that literally it's a maybe a 10-minute drive to get there from Center City, if that, depending on traffic. And you can see a waterfall. You apparently bump into horses randomly.
Mhm.
That's a thing in Philly. You know, it's and it really is again someone I have traveled those, different entrances. My favorite entrance is the one on Kelly Drive near that old house. It's also filled with history if you don't know it. It grounds you. I think, being able to get connected to nature is very important, especially when you're living in the city and stuff. Sometimes it's hard, but that's what makes it such a great area to live. So and thank you for that tidbit. I had no idea you lived that close.
Yeah.
It's cool you ran into a horse. That's fun. Yeah.
Was
So,
definitely nervous, but wound up being a great intro for my dog.
there you did you take a selfie by any chance?
No, I was so focused. Afterwards, I wish I took a video because they definitely, like, said hi with their noses.
What gets you out of bed in the morning? What motivates you?
I think what gets me out of bed is that today always has the potential to be a great day. Even if you had a bad day the day before prior, you can always wake up and start the day fresh and it could potentially be the best day.
I love that. Any parting words for our audiences about you, your team, what you do? Any advice about buying a house that you would give? Talk about needs and wants, things like that.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest advice is if you're even thinking about buying, selling, investing, reach out right away. The time to start having the conversation is the time you start thinking about it. You can never be over prepared to buy or sell or invest. So if you or anybody you know is looking to buy, sell, invest in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, send them to me and my team. We can definitely help out.
That is amazing. Thank you again so much for your time. This is a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So again, what's the best way to reach out to you?
They could reach out via social media, Facebook, Instagram. We have an Instagram called the Modern Group. That is our team. And then my personal Instagram is Doree Munitz Realtor. Also, they can reach out with my cell phone number, which is 267-981-7891. Text, call, probably the quickest way to get a hold of me.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the trails.
Yeah. See you soon. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.